Moroni, for all of BYU Sports Nation, let me say this. Welcome back to practice, man.
So good to be back, man. Felt like an eternity. It's good to be back.
What was the most memorable experience of your first practice back after being out a little while?
Most memorable? I don't know. It's just good to be back with the guys and running around a little bit. I'm not fully practicing yet. Just have those few acclimation days, but it's just good to be back out here, man, and not stressed about school. That's done. So
School's taken care of.
that's all done. It's cleared. I made it.
You made it, and now you're trying to make it back on the field. How are you health-wise right now with a little bit of rest that you've had, being back at practice? How close are you to game ready?
You know, I don't even know, honestly. And I think it's because we have yet to test fully where I'm at and kind of put everything to the test and put my knee to the test and kind of stress it in that sense. You know, I've been keeping up with my lifts and conditionings in the mornings and then taking care of school in the afternoons. So I really don't know, to be honest. I don't know where I'm at.
What kind of an impact do you expect to make on this team when you are back and healthy and fully implemented?
Hopefully, you know, I can just add some experience, add some composure, and kind of that consistency to the team. You know, I feel like I've been here for a while, and honestly, I feel more ready mentally and emotionally than I ever have since I've been at BYU, and so I feel like things are slowing down. The game's slowing down for me, and so hopefully my body keeps up and, you know, do what I want that's going on in my head. So I'm excited.
When you look at a guy like Matt Bushman and just the tight ends group overall, we'll start with Matt, but let's go down the line of the guys that have impressed you this camp as you have been watching, waiting to get back in there.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, Matt's an elite athlete, and he's an even better dude off the field, and so he's kind of took over that leadership role for the whole tight ends, being really the only guy with game experience. I mean, we have a bunch of tight ends, but he's kind of the only one out there kind of showing them the way, and so it's been cool to see all the younger guys follow him in that sense and kind of get to that level.
Who's the number two behind him until you get back in the fold fully?
Number two, I don't know. I mean, it's hard. Like I said, no one's really had that game experience, and I haven't been out here enough to see kind of who's stepping up, who's not. But, I mean, we get guys, Joe, Carter, Kyle, you know, guys who can definitely play for us and make plays.
Now, I've spoken with a number of your teammates, most recently Alevi Hifo, who mentioned that without question, the biggest difference between fall camp last year and this year and under Jeff Grimes and his second year as offense is just the overall feeling and the energy. Yes. Why is that? What is it that makes it so different?
I mean, for these guys especially, this team really hasn't had a back-to-back year with the same offense, the same staff. Like, we haven't had those off seasons together, and so it's kind of been a really, really good off season, coming off of a season where we already know what we can do and being able to build on top of that. So I think that's one of the main reasons is same guys, same coaches, same scheme, and now we're just building on top of that from last year.
How will the offense change in terms of a scheme? Because now it appears that BYU has a true gunslinger back there in Zach Wilson.
Yeah, you know, the offense will tailor to the strengths of the players, and that's something really cool about our coaches is they recognize that and they just going to tailor to our strengths. So we'll see. Scheme-wise, we'll see, but I know we're going to be a very, very good offense.
What is Zach like on the field as a leader, being a young guy?
I don't know. I can't tell you, honestly. I played the first 4 games, and that was with Tanner. And then when I got hurt, the next game, it was the rest of the way it was Zach. So I honestly haven't had the opportunity to step on the field with him. But watching film, he's very composed. That's one thing I've noticed. Very composed, especially for how young he is, and not that much experience.
The running backs are an interesting group as well. Opini Katoa returns with an understanding of Jeff Grimes' offense and has kind of a mental advantage compared to the 2 transfers, Tyson and Emmanuel. But what have you seen from those guys in practice and workouts leading up that makes you think that they're going to bolster the running backs group?
Yeah, I mean, competition breeds success. And if there's any group that's adamant, it's that group. It's the running backs. I mean, you got 3 amazing running backs. 3 running backs where I trust every single one of those guys, and I'm happy with every single one of those guys. And so it's cool to see them, you know, building each other up and making the whole offense better because they're just also such talented guys.
Now, you emerged as a really good run blocker. We knew you were a good pass catcher because of what we saw you do in your earlier years at BYU, but really kind of stepped it up in those first 4 games last year. So Where do you expect to make the bigger impact, in the pass game when you get back, or blocking for those running backs?
I mean, my goal since I changed position to tight end is just be good at both. Don't focus on one and I don't know, make an excuse for the other. In my mind, it's you got to be good at both, and that's what the coach has told me since day one. And so in my mind, it's 50-50. You put as much time as you do in the pass game as you do in the run game, and I take pride in my blocking and also, you know, running routes. That's fun. I mean, so that it's easy to do that. But yeah, I don't know. I 50-50 for me.
When I say Utah a week from Thursday, what goes through your mind?
Oh, excitement, man. Excitement. I get giddy. I feel like a little kid again, like playing football. It's exciting. This game is exciting, and I've been playing for a while, but it's just as exciting as it was day one, honestly.
Running out of the tunnel, that first game, knowing that it's Utah for the first time in the rivalry history, what kind of atmosphere have you envisioned in your mind when you kick off the season a week from Thursday night?
I mean, it's going to be hostile, and that's what you expect, and that's what I like. You know, this team's played in some big games. Personally, I've played in some big games, so once I step on the field, all the preparation's done. It's just go out and have fun and play and don't stress. So,
what's the number one priority or maybe concern that you have remaining before game number one?
I say just the details, the discipline, dialing it in. I think everybody knows what they're doing, but we gotta be elite at it. And so, you know, especially me getting back in the groove. I mean, offense, like our coaches said, is a moving, living, breathing organism, and so you got to be right there with it, and everybody has to be right there with it, doing exactly what they need to be, or it can change the whole outcome of the game. So,
we've heard a lot about Utah's defense, and for good reason. That said, this is an offense that put up 27 points against Utah last year. So, how does the BYU offense match up from what you can tell on film against the Utah defense to open up this season?
I really don't focus about them too much, honestly. I haven't thought too much about them. It's just, and that's how you get better. As soon as you start worrying about what other people are doing and comparing, that's when you get passed up. So we're just focused, and we're no distractions here. So.
Okay, before I let you go, walk us through your progression. You're in the acclimation period, so when will you put on pads for the first time and all of that?
Should be Wednesday. So today, tomorrow, just helmets. Wednesday, I should start to be able to put on the pads, and hopefully they'll let me get in some reps. So I'm hoping. I feel good. Honestly, I've been running around lately with the training staff, and it feels good. And so I just got to get that confidence back and those reps back.
There's one guy you could lock pads with or block on the defensive side of the ball right now who's been jibber-jabbering at you for a long time. Who's it going to be?
Jibber-jabbering. No one's been jibber-jabbering at me.
No one's talking trash to you?
Nope. Well, first of all, I've been MIA. I mean,
Good point.
Yeah, they were out here jibber-jabbing up there, you know, just doing me. So I'm good to be back. This is my first day back.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to kind of get back into fall camp, and it's a new group of guys every year, and it changes. So I'm excited to see kind of this group and what the feel is of the team.
All right, we'll end with this. Jeff Grimes catching a punt. Film of this surfaced on Instagram. Did you see this? Were you paying attention when this happened?
No, I didn't see that. When was that?
I don't know if it was today, but you go ask your teammates about Jeff Grimes catching a punt. That might be the best thing that I've seen all of fall camp.
Did he catch it?
He caught it.
Oh, I'm not surprised. He's competitive. That guy's competitive. You can tell.
Moroni, welcome back, man. It's great to talk to you.
Thanks. It's good to be back.
Moroni, Laulu.